Just shout out to Style Elements and every b-boy that's out there.
Did you say Style Elements?
Come on, man. I used to live with them. I mean, I'm a b-boy. Like, come on. When I did
Crumbs, did we go?
Of course, I know Crumbs. Yeah, Crumbs used to live with me. Come on, my first special, Don't Make 'Em Angry on Comedy Central. Remind and Crumbs opened it.
You know,
they just had to,
Ivan?
they cut it out. Of course, I know Ivan. I'm a b-boy,
Did
bro.
we talk about this?
No, we never talked about this.
Sway.
That's why. That's why.
You wasn't there. You wasn't in the house. You wasn't in a real world Filipino house. Filipino / black
From the
house.
Bay, I am in
You
their
wasn't
house.
there.
Ain't nobody. I guarantee you one question. Excuse me, damn, I just slobbered on. In all of the years of you doing interviews, nobody has ever asked him about B-Boy Ivan and Crumbs.
Crumbs. Let's not forget Remind. I mean, that
oh
whole
my
Style
God,
Elements
Remind,
crew.
they were incredible.
Remind was the illest. Like, you couldn't touch Remind.
So, Sway, how did you know them? Did you know them from the Bay?
If you know hip hop, you know Style Elements.
I'm a real, Heather, I'm for real hip hop. I'm not. I just don't say it. But I met them at Radiotron.
Oof! Wow.
Come on, man. You better
Let's
stop
go,
playing
bro.
with me,
They don't
man.
even know about.
They don't even know what radio. Tell them what Radiotron is.
Here's the thing, man. People don't know about videotapes and being passed around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know about. They just don't know about. God, now you got me on freestyle session. They don't know about. I'm at a loss for words right now because you got me. But like those things were events that you only knew through underground. Like you only knew these were like our underground superheroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All of these people are extraordinary dancers that come from the culture. B-boys, B-girls.
Like real hip hop. Like real hip hop.
And you was dancing, Joe, too.
I'm OG. Like I'm from the '80s, so I was doing that back then, and then I started producing. So I had my own b-boy jams. Like I threw Illest in the Game. I was hosting freestyle sessions.
You used to host freestyles? Did we
Come
meet
on,
back?
man.
Stop, man. Come on, hold up.
That's
bro.
what I'm asking.
I'm real
How
hip.
did you know those
Like
guys and didn't know them?
when you watch my special In His Elements, that's the only reason why I named it In Its Elements because I wanted to show the elements. So I showed DJ, I showed b-boys, I showed everything, culture. I did it all, right? That's why when people go, oh, why did he put b-boys in his special? Oh, because dancing's a thing. I'm like, what? I've been doing that.
Yeah, man.
I'm not doing it because it's a thing. I'm not doing it because it's a TikTok culture. I am the culture.
If I mention Crumbs and you know who it is, then I know you deep rooted in the culture. You know.
By the way, the category in the Olympics will just be called breakdancing.
Oh, okay.
Dancing.
So they are
just
doing
breakdancing,
it.
not b-boy or nothing.
Yeah,
just
and that's what they don't want it to be called.
That's
the b-boys don't want to call it that. Yeah.
No true b-boy
or b-girl, they don't want to call it that.
Break dancing.
They just call
They
it
hate it.
breakdancing.
Yeah, that's just wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I think wow. I wonder how they got that through. I feel like Crumbs was in our the video we did for this. Oh, Jesus.
With you and King Tech?
Yeah. Can't believe.
now?
I'll follow for now.
Yeah, Style Elements changed the game for
It'll come to
b-boys.
me. Yeah.
Like all these big like power moves that you see like
The
all
anthem.
these kids
I'm
doing.
sorry,
them.
the anthem. My bad. He was in the anthem video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
him.
like all those big moves and power moves and power combos and all that, like that's all Style Elements. They did that first. So
They were the first. I remember going.
and
to
that's what freaked everybody out. That's what freaked Rocksteady out. Like they couldn't believe these kids from Stockton were just taking them.
Yo, it was
In their
amazing.
event.
In their event. And so when I went to Radiotron, I jumped, which is a b-boy event where some of the illest dancers around come and they battle. If you make it into Radiotron, that's like making an NBA.
Gotcha.
All right. And I remember watching Crumbs and Remind and B-Boy Ivan and calling King Tech right then and there and told him, man, the game has just elevated to a whole nother level that I don't know if old school dudes could come into that level. They just got to perfect what it is that they do.
Yeah.
Because the strength, the power moves that Style Elements was doing,
was
I've never
crazy.
seen that before.
Yeah, man.
And so what happened, bro, is we used to watch it on we're going on VHS.
Yeah, VHS tapes.
But when it
get passed around, it was great.
But now with YouTube, everybody got to see those old tapes. So
Yeah.
if you go to Korea, you go to Germany, you go to Japan, they doing those power moves equally as good.
Well, no, now they've taken it to the
whole
next
nother
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's because of talent. I'll tell you this too. When I met Crumbs, I was booking my own theaters. I used to rent this theater called the Huntridge Theater in Vegas, and 𝗕𝐼𝐼𝐍 was doing a show, and I knew his girlfriend at the time, and she introduced me to him because I go, I want some b-boys to open my shows, and she introduced me to 𝗕𝐼𝐼𝐍, and that's how I met 𝗕𝐼𝐼𝐍, and then that's how I met Crumbs, and Crumbs came to the event with this huge camera, but like expensive at the time. It was expensive. It was like a Canon 3-chip digital. It was like an $8,000 camera. Just a b-boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he got fat laces on and this expensive camera, and I'm like, yo, what? How'd you afford that? He's like, I make my own videotapes. I'm like, what? And he's shooting it, and he's the one that taught me how to shoot videos. So that's how I started shooting my video. I started making my own videos and selling them. It's because of Crumbs.
From Style Elements.
Yeah. So you'll see his logo on the back of my old DVDs I used to make, because it was because of him. And 𝗕𝐼𝐼𝐍 the one that told me to buy an Apple computer. He was like, yo, you got to buy an Apple. This is the way you make your own flyers, and you can cut your own movies on this. And he's the reason why I started buying Apple.
Your people over there.
These are street kids.
Yeah, they have no idea. We would, at that point, had gotten so, massive, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when we would do our tours, if we brought Wu-Tang and all these different people, we would always have the b-boys a part of the show. So the videos we shot, like the anthem, you'll see b-boys alongside Eminem and RZA and all these, because at that time the b-boys weren't getting the spotlight
ever. In fact, this is the first time they're actually getting in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Out of all the elements, graffiti got theirs, DJs
DJing,
got theirs, rapping got theirs, but the b-boys always been in the background. But they're literally the backbone of hip hop, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, they're the life and soul of the party. When the cipher opens up, it's everyone gravitates towards that cipher.
And it's the one element that stayed true
to the game, real hip hop.
Yeah.
Like with break beats, like James Brown break beats. Like that'll get the whole room shaking. But I will say this, since now that I know this, but I've been talking to Ronnie and all the cats, 𝗕𝐼𝐼𝐍 and Crumbs and everybody, because it's been like over 20 years since my b-boy event, which was sponsored by Dada, by the way. It was called Dada Footwear, illest b-boys in the game, and we were thinking about doing a part 3 and like doing it again.
I'm in.
Yo!
You need a media partner.
Bro, let's go. Yo, you know how dope that would be?
Yo, let's do it, bro. I haven't done
it. It would be so big, and we do it in Vegas.
Come on, let's do it.
I'm telling you, it would be the biggest b-boy event ever.
And look at the legends. Nah, let's get it going, bro, and let's tap in our resources. We're in a different position now.
We're in a big position.
We got resources.
Oh God,
that's what hip hop. You know what I mean? That's the evolution right there.
Bro.
Come on, man. Love you, Jo Koy, man. Jo Koy, man.